Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to another Let's Talk Total War Troy, or as I should have said, a Total War Saga Troy. And today we're going to be talking about Hector, Prince of Troy. Obviously his faction is Troy, it's hardly surprising with his name, and his class is an epic defender. I do like a good defender. He says after saying he likes a good aggressive character in the last one. I like characters. So who is he? Hector, the Shining Helm, champion of Troy, and heir to King Priam, had forged a reputation as one of the world's finest warriors at the onset of the Trojan War. The prince was renowned for courage and unwavering devotion, leading the war effort against the Aegeans, despite his objections to the conflict. Likewise, when Paris returned with King Menelaus' wife Helen, Hector voiced his disapproval, but stood by his younger brother. The noble warrior, raised from birth to lead his father's armies, was feared by his enemies and could turn the tide of battle through sheer bravado and military cunning. Wearing ornate bronze armour like this, and carrying a shield, he wielded his mighty spear with skill and ferocity. We'll come and watch this while we discuss it a bit later on. His playstyle then. Hector is the dutiful son Trojan. Hector is the dutiful son Trojan would fulfill his father's ambitions by restoring the Aswan League of Western Anatolia under the banner of Troy. His playstyle is defined by a slow build-up with help and of an ever-growing network of alliances. He must resolve the issue of succession with his wayward brother Paris through the Priam's heir faction mechanic, which grants a kingdom as its ultimate prize. Sounds fun. We'll have to see more of that when we get to. Whichever brother gains the favour of the old king will get to rule over the other and become the ultimate ruler of Troy. Hector commands some of the best heavy bronze units in the game, and so his strategic goal would be to bide his time until he can field them and sweep the map. Sounds fun. Do love the... I'm actually quite enjoying the art style. I know I've seen a few people kind of not so keen on it, but I quite like it. But I'm not going to go on about it too much. A start location. Stalwart Hector must reconquer the Trojan city of Gargara from the clutches of the Macarian Anatolians. At the same time, the son of Priam must choose sides among factions who are warring around him. Does Hector support Teria in their ongoing conflict against the Aegean Pelagasians to the east, or does he march north and aid the honourable Phenepos? I'm sorry, I'm butchering names, against the Manaean Phrygians. Or does he sail to the Isle of Lesbos and claim its riches to help the Trojan cause? Any decision he makes must strengthen the alliance behind Troy, for only through unity can the Sacred Lion hope to survive. What kind of player is he for? Hector of Troy, the champion of Troy, Hector, is well suited to defensive masters who prefer to gradually wear down the opponent before landing the killing blow. As a prince, he can also rely on diplomacy to forge a league of allies. He does sound interesting. I'm going to straight up say he sounds really interesting there. Obviously starting other side of the map from Achilles, who you're inevitably going to have to fight in the long run. Heavier, slower build-up, which all sounds good. Let's press play here. Let's leave it muted while we're talking. It's another playstyle I like. I do like being aggressive, but I also like, for instance, in Total War Warhammer, I love the dwarves, and they are definitely a slow build faction, sitting back, holding the line. And there's something to be said to have a heavy army and sit there, you know, so all your phalanxes or your Roman legionaries or your dwarven line and just holding the line against tides of enemies washing over you, which sounds like Hector is going to be to an extent. And My understanding is this is going to be quite story driven, so I suspect as the Trojans you're going to end up with the Greeks invading no matter what you do, possibly enforce. So that defensive build may be a very, very good thing for you. And you get to see sort of YouTube videos. I watched some CCP Grey there in the background. Oops. But yeah. No, so it does sound like a very interesting one, very different playstyle from Achilles, which is good because they are going to be let's be honest, they're going to be the main two factions people will be playing. Will be Achilles or Hector, the Trojans or the Myrmidons, because they are the two famous factions from within this whole period. So it would be like playing Rome Total War and not playing Rome. I mean, you don't have to play Rome, but let's be honest, when you first booted up Rome Total War, you were probably more likely to play Rome than anybody else. There will be people out there who didn't, sorry for saying that, but most people will have played Rome at the start of that because why not? They are awesome and they are very powerful. So you would play one of those too. I don't think I've really got much more to add here. It does sound a very interesting character to play. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to pop any comments down in the comments section, or you can jump over to my Discord and say hi there, guys. The link to that is in the description. There is also a link to my Patreon. Little videos like this are something a bit different for my channel, so things like the Patreon does, well, I say helps them. I'm going to do them anyway, but my Patreon is obviously very helpful for my channel in general. I don't hide anything from anybody though, so if you want, even if you're not a patron, you're going to see stuff. And if you've enjoyed this, of course, like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys.